Good evening, Kuching. It's 6:33 p.m. to be exact on a Sunday evening. Um, just wanted to share some thoughts on a few issues regarding amulets or bushas or gods or divas or any kind of spiritual entity that you may pray to. A lot of people, to cut straight to the chase, a lot of people surprisingly do not understand how the power of gods or amulets work. For example, the most common question people ask me, or the most common question that people ask, which amulet is the most jalan? Jalan means works. Jalan, the word jalan in English, translated from Malay, means jalan is the way. The way or the direction, or to basically implying whether it works or does the job. As you know, in the commercial world of spirituality, there's different types of amulets that have different functions. You've got amulets that are specially for metta. Metta is to be liked by people. Yeah. You got metta mahaniom. You got metta sane. Sane is more about attracting both the opposite and the same sex. Sane, a lot of people are confused between sane and mahaniom. Metta mahaniom, right, is basically tender loving kindness. That's what it basically implies. You always have help from people. People are always compassionate and helpful towards you. Of course, that indirectly can equate to wealth luck, because if people like you, they're always going to help you out. It'll be easier to close deals. You're well liked by everybody. Okay. In the world of the web and in a lot of societies, let's talk about Singapore and Malaysia. People always equate sane with attracting the opposite sex. Generally speaking, if you got sane, right, it's easier to. People always think it's necessarily about relationships and love. There is a very fine line between the meaning of the two forms of variations of metta. If you got good metta, it's always a good thing, and if people like you, or people are attracted to you, or people are drawn to you, it's easy to close business deals. So it's always good to have good metta. Okay. And most amulets, supposedly have metta is basically a very general quality, metaphysical quality that's present in most amulets, not necessarily kunpains. Like I just want to talk about Ajahn Kittipat's Prai Kuman Nak Kitin kunpain amulet. In my opinion, right, it's one of the best kunpains I've ever tried. Not because I am the distributor, but because I have tried many different kind of amulets, and I know this is probably jumping too far ahead, but if you have bad karma, like I said in my previous uploads, you got your bottle is full of bad karma. How can you expect the un or the good to enter or to reap the benefits of an amulet that you may have an affinity with? So I think the bottom line really is, even with such a powerful kunpain amulet, which is not necessarily, this kunpain amulet derives its power mainly from the Prai Kuman powder, which is very good. It's extremely good based on user feedback. Usually when you get amulet reviews, right, they only give you like a few reviews. Oh, I won 4D or this or that. Whether it's true or not, we don't know lah. Okay, anyone can post anything they want, but I have basically sold about 70 kunpains in about 2.5 months, 3 months. You know, and most of them being Singaporeans, and Singaporeans are very brand conscious. This campaign is really good. I've got about 80 pieces to go, and that will be the last of it. You know, Ajahn only created a very limited amount, but enough to go around lah. If you are into campaigns, you should get this amulet. It's very good for Sane. It's good for windfall luck. You know, sales as well, because of the meta effect. Some people reported an enhancement of 6 cents. It's a good, in my opinion, it's a good all-rounded amulet, and it works pretty damn well. And it's not even barang, you know. So, coming to the point of jalan, the word jalan, I want to tell everybody out here, okay, everybody out there who's listening to this or watching this video, if you want, even if an amulet has an affinity with you, okay, and you have a very bad karmic level, you won't be able to reap much of the benefits of the amulet. You understand, guys? You know, people ask which is jalan, you know, or they pray to Pragnan for jalan. Which Pragnan is most jalan? Which kata should I chant for Pragnan to be jalan? You know, it's not as straightforward as you guys think. You have to clear your karma, okay? That's the most important thing. When you clear your karma and you maintain a good karmic level, okay, everything will be jalan in your life. Amulets, right, are just to assist, not to replace. You understand, guys? It's very important that you understand that. And this is the one thing I learned from Ajahn Nick. You know, your life will only be jalan if you have a good karmic level, you know. And karmic cleansing is very important in Buddhism, generally speaking, okay? I speak on behalf of Buddhism, generally speaking lah, okay? Nobody can if you have bad karma from your past lives or from your earlier years, or when you were younger, or passed on down from your parents, or from some kind of cursed bloodline, you have to do more good to overcome it. You know, it's very important to make sure that you are in a positive state of karmic balance. So you know, when you get your bad luck cleansed, removed from you, right, by an Ajahn or a Lesi, you know, in my opinion, nobody can remove your karma. They can remove bad energy, yes, they can clean you out, but karma, right, well, according to the Thai religious mentality, right, when you do more charitable work, when you perform the Sankatan, okay, these things allow you to gain merit. When you gain merit, you will gain good karma. At the same time, you have to remove bad karma by chanting, you know, really powerful heart mantras. There are mantras, not only Sankatan, mantras. You know, when you do good deeds, you think good deeds, you think good things, you chant heart mantras like Om Mani Padme Hum, right? You actually slice off a huge chunk of karma. The moment you breathe, the moment you think, the moment you talk, everything that you do, my friends, right? Sin begins in your mind. You know what I mean? Not just action. But I'm also going to touch about Hinduism. I'm now praying to Lord Shiva, okay? And Shiva is the only God, I've mentioned so many 100 billion times, it's the only God that can remove your karma, whether you believe it or not. Okay, this is another school of thought. And a Shiva guru, especially like the one whom I'm following right now, Baba ALABAH, he is a Shiva Aguri. He can remove bad karma from you, okay? That's a very good thing. Now, I'm not saying Thai Ajahns are useless. They're not. They're good. But it's just like comparing, like a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce, or a Lambo and a Mercedes AMG. It's not the same thing. It's a different it's a different level, I guess, But I'm not saying everybody has to pray to Shiva. Shiva isn't for everybody. Baba told me once, if you have an affinity with Shiva, he will choose you and you will find yourself drawn to him. That's why I was drawn to him. I don't know why. I've always been a Pragyan devotee, very hardcore, totally. And in 1 year, I can say I'm good with Ngan. I'm bonded, I'm connected. I don't know 100 kathas to do this or do that. It's not even necessary. Ajahn always tells me, keep it simple. Once you can connect with Ngan, you're in good karmic balance. He will give you what you need. But mind you, not even Pragyan can remove your karma. None of I've mentioned this, I've written about this before. Even Ajahn Nikom, Ajahn Kom of Supanburi, yeah? He said none of the pras, as in Pragyan, Prakwing, Prapita, they cannot remove karma, all these gods. Actually, only Shiva can, whether you believe it or not. And so, I don't know. Just yesterday, I had my second round of karmic cleansing. I had one 2 weeks ago, and man, I had a non-stop vertigo reaction. So I told myself, I just wanna do it again one more time. I went to Santubong with Baba, and he cleansed me. The weather being really, really, really bad in Kuching and Malaysia and in Singapore. It's very hot. I think I come to a little bit because the water was too cold. He poured cold milk all over me and coconut water, Shiva style. Anyway, so I'm going to be very careful on the road now because I'm expecting a little bit more residue to come out. I actually asked Baba, how's my karmic level now? Because the first time he did it, he told me my karma level is 95 out of 100. That's pretty high. Well, I just I don't want to sound like I'm marketing Baba, but if you guys want, Shiva auguries, there's only 3 in Malaysia. There's plenty in India, hundreds, thousands. In Malaysia, there's only 3, and there's only Baba. I'm damn lucky that he's here. He's based in Kuching. Baba's a gem. I'm not asking you to pray to Shiva. I'm telling you, if you want, getting your bad energy, your bad luck, right, cleansed, right, by an Ajahn or Lucy, is one thing. That's good. But cleansing your karma is another thing. It's totally different. Karma is the big deal. It's a big deal, okay? So if you guys want more jalan in your life, you gotta do good. You do the basics. You gotta have a foundation, okay? That's why Ajahn taught me. That's why I'm so grateful to him. He led me on this path. Not everybody out there is gonna agree with me and say it's impossible to remove karma, but I believe Shiva can. And Shiva in Hinduism is the only god that can do it. No other god can remove karma. That's the bottom line. Mind you, Hinduism is 300,000 years old, older than all the other religions. Yeah, older than Buddhism as well. Christianity, Islam, and all that. So, if you guys and I have experienced Baba, this guy, right, can read your fortune. This guy, really accurately scary, okay? He has over 20 years of experience. He learned since he was 10 years old from his great-grandfather. If it's called cartomancy. cartomancy is the art of using cards to read your fortune. It's very accurate because the questions that I've asked him, man, he just gave me like spot on answers, like stuff that I didn't even have to say much really. It's so accurate. He can read your fortune. He can dispel black magic if somebody did gong tao on you. I've seen it. He has revealed 4D numbers. He give 4D numbers to people. Man, my numbers came out how many times? The same number came out how many times? The same. What are the chances, right, of a 4D number coming out the next day or 1 week after, straight or in a combination and all that? Dude, that's how do you predict that? You know. So if you guys are really interested, yeah, to clear your karma and you want more jalan in your life, with your amulets, you can contact me. Yeah, I have nothing to gain from this but share this valuable information with you. It's from my point of view, from my own experience. Yeah, anyone can talk bullshit on the internet, no doubt. Now anybody can write anything. You try it out for yourself and you see. Okay, so very impressive, you know. And he is the kind of guru or Lucy that is the kind of Lucy or the kind of guru that everybody should look for. Low profile, humble, and he's not money minded, you know, and that fully gains my respect. You know, I've mentioned this before. Baba's had a very sad background, which I'm not going to talk about. I think I mentioned it before in my previous videos, and he really is a gem, and all that sadness, right, channeled into his religion. Only 3 years of practice. This guy is, when he cleansed me yesterday, for example, part of the process, he put his hand on the back of my neck and he chanted something. My heart beat so fast. Out of a sudden, you know, I could feel his energy, you know, just like Ajahn Nick when Ajahn Nick blessed me. I remember when he was at my house in Kuching in last September-ish, he put his finger in a bowl of water and chanted really fast Pali, and 4 inches down from his fingertip, right, the water was like bubbling really fast. That's energy as well. So if you guys want more jalan, right, you know, if you have the chance, come to Kuching, right, and visit Baba. He really is a gem, and I highly recommend him. You know, everyone has a different karma level. You know, some people have extremely bad karma. Like there was one person, he told me, who had 800 out of 100. That's a ballpark number lah. You know, it was like really poor man. And he said something like to Baba, you know, I've got no money. I think he was like a lorry driver or something. And, you know, Baba, I've only got like 50 ringgit. 5 ringgit, I have only enough money to buy color pencils for my son. 45 ringgit, Baba gave him a 6D number. The guy won 750,000, dude. Is that fucking amazing or what? So, you know, please, if you have the chance, come down to Kuching and check him out. He really is very talented at what he does. Only 3 in Malaysia, and he's in Kuching. So yeah, I'm off to go visit him now. Just hang out with him for a while. Well, tomorrow's Monday. I hate Mondays. But and if I didn't mention this before, I'm sure I did. I think I did. Shiva auguries can cure disease, even terminal diseases such as cancer. Now, isn't that fucking great? Supernatural spiritual power to cure cancer. Awesome, right? You got a problem with your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever, people doing stuff to you or against you or whatever, you can deflect it. Okay, so yeah, signing off now. Just sharing some thoughts on the way to Baba's place. Wishing everybody a very happy evening. Enjoy what you can, because Monday's just round the corner. Tomorrow, actually. Okay. Good night.